Hi, and welcome to the Glint Standard. Today we are talking about the laws of attraction. I'm Erina, and this is Craig, and we are both with the Glint Agency in Dallas, Fort Worth. You ready for today?
I'm ready.
Laws of attraction? Ooh, that sounds like a February topic. But we're not in February.
Kind of feels like we should be in law school, honestly.
Yeah, kind of. Okay, so how would you define the laws of attraction?
Generally speaking, for me, I like to dumb things down a little bit, make it simple, stupid,
Not
as much as
dumb.
possible. And really, for me, I try to put things basic. So laws of attraction for me are you get what you're looking for. So if you're looking for problems, you're going to find them. If you're looking for positivity, you're going to find it. If you were looking for creative solutions, you're going to find those. So it really comes to, how you want to deliver it for whatever you get back.
That makes sense. Do you remember that book that came out years ago, Dating Myself?
That means you're dating me too.
The Secret, do you remember that? That was
remember
really
that.
popular, and
Yeah.
it was just about the energy you put out, what you receive back in. Okay, so now if we talk about the law of attraction, and we relate it to advertising and marketing, PR, communications, and just agency life, how do you think that it can translate?
So agency life, we run pretty fast. So you often get into a mindset of, when you start your day, what's that mindset like? I try to prep mine to be correct so that it doesn't get skewed throughout the day. But depending who you're dealing with, it could be a customer, could be an employee, could be a vendor, could be
Family.
could be family. Everything starts to impact you as you go through, and then sometimes you have to reset. Sometimes you need to run with that impact because it's really good and it's helpful. So for us, I think the challenge is to remember to try to reset between each either meeting or important touch point with whoever that is to bring the right idea of why are we doing this, not just quickly come off of something. And I tend to do this sometimes, a frustrating call or something like that, and then immediately
Carry
we're
it
seeing
in.
something else and it carries into the next thing, and
Yeah.
it just festers and grows.
Well, so I was going to ask you how you maybe do that, but I just thought about
Okay.
how I was put into a positive mood recently. It was April Fool's Day.
That
And
day
someone
scared the tar out
decided
of me.
someone decided to put a rubber snake on my desk.
Yeah.
And I came in, and I have to say that day I was just kind of ho hum.
Yep.
And yeah, was frightened by the snake, but it made me laugh, and it put me in a whole different mood. So that's a good example.
That's a great example.
Kind of how you start your day, like with a cup of coffee or whatever, to put yourself in that space.
Healthy mindset.
Healthy mindset.
Yeah, 'cause
So-
if it's not, maybe it goes the other way, right?
Yeah. Oh
Which
yeah.
isn't
Which is
good.
true. It can happen though, because
Yeah,
we're
it
all
can.
human.
No, I think that's great. That's
So-
a great example, actually.
Well, what do you do to get yourself in the right mind?
In the right mindset. So it's really stepping back. I get excited about work. I get excited about client talks and discussions, and they may be stressful at times as you're building up to it because there's nerves about, everybody wants to be validated and approved.
Yeah.
But you also can't go in there scared. Right? You're having a discussion. You're trying to do the right things. You have to think about the purpose and the goal of what that's about, and take out the point that it's about you. You affect it, but it's not about you. So I try to get my head the right way around that and leave every interaction a little more positive if you need to have that, or start positive and end positive. But if there are problems, you deal with them, you address them, you work through it.
Right.
But you can still keep a positive interaction going through that. Doesn't mean you have to be happy all the time.
I think what I take from what you just said is take you out of the equation. Sometimes it's really hard to do, but if we can be more and more self-aware, I think it becomes easier. It becomes a routine and a habit to do that.
Yeah,
So-
creatives are very emotional people. agency people in general tend to be emotional. We put our heart and soul into everything we do, and we're really proud of what we do. If it doesn't connect, yeah, you as a person can be drawn into that quickly and get very, very upset. And some are very temperamental like that. Some people are in this industry. So I think it's important to remember what we're doing here.
So you would describe yourself as a creative, wouldn't you?
To some degree, yeah. Yeah, I definitely have my foundation from that.
And would you say it's important for a creative when they are sitting down in the concept portion of a project or ideation to really have a clear mind? So what is something that our audience can do? What's something that they can do tomorrow, next week?
Every time. How about that?
Every time.
Step one, anything is possible. Don't go into it with a preconceived idea of what it should be. Now, you have creative briefs that define
the parameters
of what it should be, but let your mind go. Don't go, oh, we'll just use something basic like, I don't know, a flyer, right? I have a preconceived notion. Okay, sis, we got to get the flyer done. Let's get it out and make it look good, be on brand, off we go. That's going to deliver something that's probably laid out well and it's good to go. But what could that be? What if we go, ooh, what are we trying to do with this flyer? What if it's not a flyer? Is it worth talking to the client about maybe changing our approach? You have to be so open thinking in the very beginning.
Yeah.
And then you kind of just drive into what it could be and what you're trying to solve, not so much what it is. Because the flyer is just a caveat of sending a message. That's all it is.
So is there a song? Is there a food? See, for me, it would be a food. That puts me in a good...
It does do that,
like
and I understand that. It's honestly, for me, it's going to sound terrible if I'm stuck.
Yep.
Or I'm just wound up and can't get my head around it and just can't think. I'll go have a beer.
Yeah.
And I'll go to my quiet place or my favorite place, and I'll be alone. So I can start thinking, and I don't do creative. I look at things I don't normally look at and get inspired. It could be photos. It could be quotes. It could be a lot of different, it could be how people are responding on social media. And then, because this is still in my mind, it starts to trigger ideas and thought processes. That works really well for me. So open-mindedness, get into your safe place. So you can be open-minded. I think comfort is a big piece of that, right? And then just let the mind go a little bit.
You know, I did not understand that. My husband says a lot about feeling comfortable, and I never could get it until just maybe recently. Just making sure your surroundings or that you feel rooted, grounded, because then that frees you up. And it puts you in a better mindset. We're using the word mindset again, but it's true.
It is. There's a lot of pressure what we do on every aspect, not just creative, all sides of it, right?
Yeah.
Account executives, everything. You have to deliver. You have to. There's a lot of pressure in that. However, that is the job. We know that's the job. We're going into that job. So set yourself up for success. And I think this is the one thing I always think about is if you're worried about failing, laws of attraction, you're probably going to fail. If you're worried about creating great work, you're probably going to create great work. Maybe off point sometimes, but you keep that mindset you're going to deliver better. But if you worry about the problems are always there. They're going to fester, and they're probably going to become bigger.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So let's talk about clients and managing their brands, because that's something we do here at Glint Advertising. We look at the entire brand and how to make it stronger in all different places in an organization. So give me an example of perhaps when the law of attraction hasn't worked, or it's not what you expected, or it has, you couldn't get there.
Yeah.
You couldn't get there.
There's, I'm not going to name any specifics, right?
No.
Because this happens a fair amount. A brand has a voice. A brand has an attitude. It has an attraction. So does the marketing director, VP of marketing that's delivering against that. That is working with an agency as well to come in. So there's two areas you have to track to now, to the person and to the brand. A lot of times, even the marketing people will lose sight of the brand and what it needs to be doing there And it could be influences from above. It could be influences what happened that day. Maybe there was a struggle in the department, so that's top of mind, so that's coming into this. Our job is to really refocus all of that and go, we're trying to deliver based on what the brand attitude should be, and attract people to that brand. But we still have to be attracted to the attractive for the marketer.
We're kind of that liaison, that advocate for the brand.
Absolutely.
And to keep the consistency so that the organization doesn't miss a step.
It is.
Even on the bad days.
Yeah, even on the bad days.
Or even on the best. On the best days. When you
Because it can run you down a bunny hole of spending a lot of money on something that'll do nothing for you.
Exactly.
Because you're excited.
Exactly.
Which is great. But you're going to, whoa, I get you're excited.
Right. We got to measure that. One billboard did really great. But let's not buy up 100.
Right.
You know, let's look at how much this is going to cost and what our ROI from it is going to be. And we're here to help you manage that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's one of the beautiful things about an agency is they work with a lot of different brands. So we do a really good job, most agencies do, of balancing that out and being brand on point.
Yes.
Where when you're working on one brand internally, you're really focused in that, so it can sway you away a little bit because you can get caught into the details. And the mud sometimes of what you're dealing with.
It's like when you're proofing a paper or when you've written a paper and you need that outside perspective.
Exactly right.
Because you're missing
the obvious.
I mean, missing all kind
because
of articles.
And you go, how did I miss that? Well, you're so close to it.
Yeah. Okay, so I have a feeling that we may want to talk about Will Smith.
Okay, so you talk about
and the slap.
Laws of attraction.
I mean, there's a
with
great
Will Smith.
tie.
That's a recent thing that happened, right? Immediately, you have to think about, and this comes back to, in my opinion, how you want to, what you're looking for. So if you're looking for a problem with that, whatever side you're on, shouldn't be aggressive, should be banned forever, and like, you're done, right? Your brand is tarnished forever. Or if you're looking from the perspective of, depending on what your life is like, I'm so proud of that man for standing up for my wife, and whatever you think about the whole thing doesn't really matter. The point is, everybody brings a different attitude and attraction into what they see and what they perceive. If they want to see bad in that, 100%.
They're gonna see
there's
it.
bad to see in that.
Yeah.
If you want to see the good in it, there's some good to see in that too.
Right.
Where does it sway, right? But you have to be aware that other people will see other things, and it's not just one point of view and yours.
Not just one point of view.
Right.
Definitely.
I think that's what's important to take away from that.
Right.
But that is a hot topic.
If you had to predict, though,
Yeah.
kind of his negative reaction.
Well, take that to the next phase, right? But if you're looking for that, there is anything in the world you can find positive in it. You 100% can. 100% of the time. Sometimes it's hard because there's so much negative, right? That's why PR is so important. PR can pull out that point,
funny.
which
I
you
was
know
just
really well.
thinking about that because I hope his PR people. I'm sure they are. I'm sure they're trying to think about what they need to tell him.
At the end of the day, we ought to remember we're all just people. We all make mistakes. So are you looking to hang people and looking to cause problems and be difficult, or are you looking to be helpful and work together to solve problems? It doesn't have to be that complicated. And have a little grace when we fail. Right?
True. Okay, so if we're talking about laws of attraction, let's remind our audience of why it's important.
Why it's important. Wow, that can go a lot of different ways.
I know.
The importance of it is, are you coming into situations to have good impact and be helpful? Or are you going into situations to cause problems and set people up for failure?
Right. Yeah.
You may not know you're doing one or the other. You're naturally going down that path, but when people give you feedback and it's consistent, you have to hear it. And you have to understand that that's what you're delivering. And you have to decide, what am I looking for? Is that okay? And do I want that? No. Or I do. So I think that's a big takeaway.
Well, what is something that the law of attraction is not? What it isn't?
It doesn't solve everything for you. You may have come in with the right attitude. You may come in with the right approach. However, it takes effort. You have to do something.
It takes effort to keep the momentum. So if you come in on the high, you come in on the high. I think we were talking earlier about when we have a good client experience and it's awesome, or when we have a bad one and we need to redeem ourselves, and it's just kind of like this, and you just build upon it. So you take advantage.
That is a great thing. I'll give you an example of this too. And I know I'm kind of segueing in here a little bit. When you close new business, the high you get from that and the feeling you're so proud, all those other opportunities, you should pick up the phone and call them right away.
That's the
That
time.
Translates. That's a huge benefit. And that's really using your momentum for good and taking it down that pathway. So that's a great example of that. And the negative, you apply the same thing. It's a problem. Let's don't do it again. Let's figure out how to solve that, and let's go. Or you can go down and screw up things for everybody else.
No woe is me.
Yeah.
Move ahead. Yeah. Or if it's really, really great, just keep going.
Yeah, the highs and the lows are hard for everybody.
Yeah. That's a good one. Okay, so laws of attraction. I think, gosh, we talked about Will Smith. But we also talked about agency life.
Yeah.
We talked about how an agency can help a company or an organization stay on track, stay consistent, and use the laws of attraction to really build on momentum.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add?
No, just at the end of the day, come into things looking for the things you want, because that's what you're going to get. And just remember that.
Okay. Last thing though, there's a show called Being Mary Jane, and she puts these Post-its on her mirror, and they're all of these positive thoughts.
Okay.
And I think it really works. You wake up to the Post-its, and it's just a mindset, or listening to meditation, or you were talking about what you do. I think there's several ways that people can do that, and I think it's okay. It's okay to take that time.
My notes are birds singing.
Right.
It puts me in the right mindset. I'm not reading, but I'm hearing, and I'm happy.
It's worth the time. It's worth the time. It's worth the time to
find
stop
your
and
thing.
do it.
Yeah.
So, anyway, thanks for listening to us and watching us. You can catch the Glint Standard on YouTube, on Buzzsprout, on our website, glintadv.com. We'd love to have you watch and listen to us and tell us how we're doing. And also, if you want to know about something else, we'll take it. All right. Have a good day.
Thanks for watching this episode of the Glint Standard. You can see more episodes here, or click the logo below to follow our channel, and please hit the thumbs up if you like this episode.